As the trend toward vehicle electrification continues to gain momentum, the electric car industry seems to be in for an interesting year. Lucid Group was among the most desired acquisition stocks in 2021. The Californian firm got off to a strong start this year, with its stock price rising back to the mid-40s early in the year. Nevertheless, gloomy clouds gather over the heads of Lucid investors as another lock-up expiry date approaches, and this time it is the most significant of them all since the company's largest shareholder, PIF, is subject to it. Will PIF opt to keep or sell its stake in the luxury startup business? What will be the reaction of the LCID stock on January 19th? What can you do to take advantage of the market reaction? Keep watching till the end to find out the answers to these questions. Welcome back to NewVehicleMedia, your go-to channel for EV stock. Quick reminder, subscribing is free. Linking the video helps YouTube suggest similar videos. Comments are loved and featured in upcoming videos. Since the beginning of the year, Lucid stock has gained more than 10%, outpacing the S&P 500's loss of more than 2% by a significant margin. As of now, the California-based firm is having an enjoyable 2022. It should be highlighted, however, that the 19th of January will be a significant trigger for owners of LCID stock. Unfortunately, the event that serves as a spark is not exactly a favorable one. Time to get this show on the road. Late in December, people started speculating about a date that might be significant for Lucid investors: the expiration of the lockup period for early investors. Despite the fact that the issue did not get much popularity on social media, it is one that needs to be discussed. This is due to the fact that, as one user pointed out, the end of the second lockup period will occur on January 19, 2022, allowing early investors to sell their LCID stock holdings. The actual date had been a source of some confusion, but we already had a video on the channel to clear up any misunderstandings. On January 19th, former Lucid stockholders will be able to cash out their lockup options. Existing or legacy Lucid owners control 1.19 billion LCID shares, according to documents filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. This is noteworthy since these shareholders account for the overwhelming bulk of the company's ownership. At the time of writing, there are 1.65 billion shares of LCID outstanding, and the old dogs are holding almost 75% of the stake. Therefore, investors can expect the 19th of January to be a very volatile day for the company's stock. The Public Investment Fund, or PIF, of Saudi Arabia holds 62.7% of the shares that will be traded on January 19, 2022, which accounts for 1,015,252,523 shares. PIF's original investment in Lucid, which was $1.3 billion in September 2018, is currently valued at $47 billion. Not a bad return on an investment. In the third quarter of 2021, when PIF's Lucid holding was worth $26 billion, the PIF's U.S. equity portfolio was 59% made up of LCID stock. Since then, it is certain that this proportion has increased. That means the fund even holds a larger position, and that is what makes this lockup expiration a make or break for the startup stock. Considering PIF owns the bulk of the stock that will be available for trading on January 19th, investors are asking whether the fund intends to sell its shares on or after the expiry date of this stock exchange. The expiration date of the lockup period does not imply that PIF will be forced to sell their shares. But despite the sheer number of shares that will be available for trading on the secondary market as of January 19th, it is reasonable to predict some downward pressure on Lucid's share price. The PIF's huge return on their original investment, the high concentration of the portfolio in Lucid, and the high value of LCID make it appropriate for them to sell a relatively small portion of their holding. The PIF, on the other hand, is a long-term shareholder, and as a result, the fund is unlikely to sell a major percentage of its holdings. However, for investors, it is critical to understand what would happen to LCID's valuation as the lockup period draws to a conclusion. And that is what we will be explaining next. Good thing for us, this isn't the first time Lucid had a lockup expiration. The most recent lockup expiry for the startup happened on September 1st, 2021. On that day, PIP investors were permitted to sell their shares. First, as a result, the value of LCID shares dropped by over 11%. Even worse, the company's share price plummeted by more than 20% in the week before the PIP lockup period expired in September. The 12th of January marked 1 week till the next looming expiry date. More than 7% of LCID's value has been wiped off since January 12th. The expiry date of January 19th, on the other hand, may provide a possible dip buying opportunity. Lucid soared upwards of 35% stronger in a month from last September lockup day closing price. As per the most current statistics, LCID-Stock is currently trading at a premium of more than 145% from its last lockup expiry day closing price. In other words, whilst the stock may be volatile this week, investors who don't take advantage of the dips could be missing out on a great chance to make a profit. To get on the next train, you have to wait until January 23rd, 2023, which will be the next lockup and will be in effect until lockup expiration. On that day, Churchill sponsors will be able to liquidate their holdings. Companies like Lucid, who choose to go public via a special purpose acquisition company merger, often have lockup clauses like this. Moreover, despite the positive recent performance of LCID stock, some early investors are expected to take advantage of the chance to sell their holdings, especially given the slower growth forecast for the EV industry in 2022. This would be bad news for Lucid, since a decrease in share value would be the expected result of investors taking their money out. It's something we've seen before. When the company's first lockup period came to an end, the shares of LCID plummeted by about 11%. With that in mind, the firm was able to quickly recover thanks to a number of interesting catalysts that were on the horizon that assisted in regaining momentum. Markets will continue to be fraught with uncertainty in 2022, but investors have incentive to view Lucid with a positive frame of mind. Currently, one positive catalyst is that Citigroup analyst has a $57 one-year price objective for the stock, with the buy recommendation. Second, the corporation is considering expanding its operations into European markets. While the announcement of Lucid's European growth is undoubtedly good news for stockholders, the company still has a lot to show. Having said that, here's our final take on January 19th. The stock of LCID is expected to decline on January 19th as investors sell their holdings. That being said, it will very certainly recover quickly, just as it did the previous time around. When Lucid's stock price drops later this month, investors should be prepared for volatility, but they need not panic. If anything, this might prove to be a good chance to purchase the dip if the market continues to fall. If you have another opinion, let us know in the comments section below. Mr. Purple believes that Lucid should fall by a significant amount when the Saudi is short sell. However, this is a wonderful opportunity to make a purchase. It has been bouncing off of $36 in the same way it has bounced off of $17. That should wrap up things for today. Keep in mind that subscription is still free, and liking helps YouTube recognize your preferences. Thanks for taking the time to watch.